Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've left you guys hanging around for 2 months now, waiting for another BoyWithUke tutorial. Finally, we're back, and today we're going to be learning Petrichor, which is the interlude to Burnout. So this song was suggested by this person, and if you guys have any more song suggestions, be sure to drop them in the comments below. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, we're going to be learning the verse. So there is quite a bit of finger picking involved. I'm going to chuck a few tabs up for you guys just to follow along to make this a little bit easier for you. So starting off, we're going to be placing our index finger on the 4th fret A string there. Then our middle finger is going on the 5th fret of the B string there. Then our ring finger is going on the 6th fret of the D string. And then lastly, our pinky is going just below that ring finger on the 6th fret G string. And now for the plucking, we're going to be starting off with our A, just plucking that once, followed by our D string, our G string, then our B string, and then back to our G string, and then also back to our D string, like that. So we're going, and then pausing a little bit for that B, and then back to our G, D. So, like that. One more time, we're going A, D, G, B, G, D. And that's it for that first part. Now for the next part, it's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to be lifting off our index and middle finger like that. So our ring finger and pinky are still just going to be placed on that 6th fret on the G and D string, like that. And we're going to be plucking now the top E string, so that's open, followed by our D string, then our G string, our B string, and then back to our G and D string. So it's similar plucking, but instead of plucking that A string at the beginning, we're just plucking that top E string. So going again, we're going E, D, G, B, pause for a sec, and then G, D. So a little bit quicker, we're going. So now putting those two parts together, it's going to sound like this. Like that. So now we're pretty much halfway through the verse. So now moving on to the next part. Again, it's going to be pretty similar. What we're going to be doing is placing back our middle finger back onto that 5th fret B string there. And then we're just going to be adding our index finger on the 5th fret E string there. And now the plucking pattern is going to be the exact same as the previous part. So we're going E, followed by our D, G, B, pause for a sec, and then G, D. So one more time we're going like that. Pretty easy stuff. And then once again, for our last part of the verse, we're going to be lifting our index and middle finger off, and we're leaving our ring finger and pinky back on the 6th fret of the D and G strings, and obviously the exact same plucking pattern as well. Like that. So now putting that all together, it's going to sound like this. Just like that. And yeah, that's pretty much going to repeat throughout the verse. So for example, going a little bit quicker. Like that. Also, one more thing before I wrap up the verse. The last time we played this plucking pattern through, we are going to be repeating that third part of the verse 4 times. So for example, pretend we're playing this last plucking pattern for the verse. We're going. Now repeating this 4 times. Like that. And that's pretty much going to bring us into the chorus. So now moving on to the chorus, once again, we do have a lot of finger picking going on. We're going to be placing our index finger on the 4th fret of the E string there. Then our middle finger is going on the 5th fret B string there, followed by our ring finger on the 6th fret G string like that. And now for the plucking pattern, we're going to be playing that A string, once like that, followed by our G string, our B string, and our E string. And pausing at that E string for a sec, then going back down to our B and G string. So all together we have like that. Now we're going to be jumping up to the 7th fret and placing our index finger on the E string there. Then our middle finger is going on the 8th fret of the G string there. Then our ring finger is going on the 9th fret D string. And lastly, our pinky is going on the 9th fret B string, like that. So now the plucking is going to be starting with our E string at the top, playing that once, followed by our D string, our G string, our B string, pausing there for a second, then going back down to our G string and D string, like that. So going a bit quicker, we're going like that. And then this next part, we're going to be placing our middle finger, ring finger, and also our pinky all on the 9th fret. And our middle finger will be on the D string, ring finger on the G string, and then our pinky on the B string. And then you'll also place your index finger on that 7th fret of the A string there. It's even hard for me to play this chord, to be honest. So now for the plucking, we're going A, followed by our D string, our G string, B string, pausing, and then going back to our G string, D string, like that. So a bit quicker, we're going like that. Now I'm going to quickly show you the way I play this kind of shape. Instead, I bar with my ring finger, so I press down on all the strings rather than having to use 3 different fingers to press them down. I like this a little bit more. It's more comfortable for me. So for example, going. But again, if you're more comfortable with just placing your fingers on the 9th fret, you can do that as well. So yeah, after you play that section, we're moving on to the last part of the chorus, where we're playing that first kind of shape we did in the first part of the verse. So that's our index finger on the 4th fret A string, our middle finger on the 5th fret B string, and then our ring finger and pinky on the 6th fret, pressing down on the D and G string, like that. And the plucking is the same for that first part of the verse. So we're going like that. But yeah, now putting the chorus all together, it's going to sound like this. Like that. And that's just going to repeat. There is quite a bit of jumping between the different shapes. I'm not even used to it myself still because I've recently just started playing the song. But yeah, with practice, you'll get better at that over time anyways. So now that we're all done with the chorus, we're going to be finishing off with our outro. So for our outro, we're going to be placing our index finger on the 5th fret B string there. Then our middle finger is going on the 6th fret G string. And lastly, our ring finger is going on our 7th fret E string there. So now for our plucking, we're going to be playing our A, followed by our G, then our B, then our E, pause for a second, then back down to our B and G string like that. So all together we're going. And then now we're going to be moving up to our 7th fret, and we're actually going to be barring it down with our index finger like that, pressing down on all strings. Then we'll be placing our middle finger on the 8th fret of the G string there. And then our ring finger is going on the 9th fret of the D string. And lastly, our pinky is going on the 10th fret of the B string. So now the plucking is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be starting off with our E string, followed by our D string, our G string, our B string, and then back down to our G string, and then our E string. So a little bit quicker, we're going And then after that, we're going to be moving up to our 9th fret, and we're bowing our index finger on all strings except this E string here. And the plucking is going to be our E string, followed by our D string, G string, B string, and then back down to our G and D. So we're going like that. And then we're finishing off with the first shape we learned in the verse, which is this one here, and just playing the exact same plucking pattern we did. So we're going A, D, G, B, G, D. So like that. So now putting the outro together, it's going to sound like this. Like that. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Petrichor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you found it a little bit helpful, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And also, if you guys have any more song suggestions, be sure to drop them in the comments below. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.